Hey y'all, it's Mrs. Black Thunder. This is the walkthrough of the finished product and furnished of the castle that I built. And if you watched the speed build, you'll notice that the barn is shaped different. And it was because after I furnished everything, I was just looking at it, and it didn't look like barn shaped to me. So I come back in and flex the roof out, put different stuff on it. Anyway, we'll go through that last, because that's their actual house. And like I said in the speed build, my idea was for this family that bought it, they wanted to put it back to pretty close to its original, glory, I guess. And this would be I guess the guards kind of servants' quarters. I know they wouldn't have had a bathroom, but they would have had a bucket. But we don't have buckets, so I used that debugged item there, stuck it in that room. Just open space, so I filled it up. I got the idea for the openings in these little halls, I guess, from the second Narnia. It doesn't look exactly like that, but, work with what we got. This is the armory slash, I guess, treasure room. So it's a little treasure, it's for collectibles, but we can pretend. And then we're going down here. This is the kitchen. Try to make the kitchen really nice because, even though, they had their servants and, how they lived back then. My imagination, the cook should have been treated, extra nice. She made their food. So she has a wood burning stove, all her pots and pans. This is where she kept all their food, and they didn't have refrigerators, but we'll pretend that's, I don't know, their cabinet thing. And she's got her milk containers and their little, we'll say it's juice bottles. Anyway, so we're gonna go through her kitchen. And back here, she would have her little garden with fresh fruits and vegetables. I haven't started anything, obviously. And right there is where their little well would be. If you notice, when I spun around at the beginning, there was a little pond spring thing right there. Anyway, and I imagine over there would be chickens running around too. Like I said, in the speed build that I just watched Ever After, so a lot of my furnishing ideas come from that. This would be the cook and the extra servant girls' quarters. Got all them bottles of stuff up there, plants and whatever you can imagine up there. If you notice, most of the rooms have fireplaces because, they didn't have heating back then. And in Ever After, every room I saw had a fireplace. And, these knockers. This is a labyrinth. Little eggs. It's just like in the loading screen where it says and these are little dressers or whatever turned around because we don't have regular old benches. Anyway, in the loading screen, it's a little quote from Labyrinth, and I just love it. What is it? Who has the power? I can't remember what it reads, but in the movie, you remind me of the babe. What babe? The babe with the power. What power? The power of voodoo. Hoodoo. You do. What? Remind me of the babe. And they kind of it's the little voodoo part that's on the loading screen. I just love it. I love Labyrinth. Anyway, I'm talking and not even telling y'all about what we're looking at. This is the little Great Hall area where they would eat. And the table at the back is where the main people would sit, the dukes or whoever lives here. This is a sitting room. There was lots of them. And Ever After. I love that movie, by the way. Anyway, and this would have been their old little watchtower. They would have, I guess, stairs going up. But, we don't have spiral stairs, which would be nice. So I made it like a little garden shower where they can just come sit, with their flowers and what have you. On this side is the bedroom. The bed chambers, I guess is what they called them. And I used that little toilet from the debug as a little makeshift bucket thing. I wish we had buckets. Anyway, because, you know, the servants dump their buckets of pee, which is really gross. Like, you know, dump your own pee. Anyway, it's another sitting room. They had a bunch of them. And, I think I already said that. Anyway, and this is the main chamber right here. It's the biggest one. Got their little chest at the end, sitting right in front of the fireplace, dresser. And ever after, they had a bunch of tapestries all over the wall. Oh, and right there, I added a little debugged wooden tub. Because, you know, they had something to wash themselves off. And I imagine it was just a big tub thing where they dump water on them. So that's where that'll be. The picture will be in the screenshots. So I didn't add it in until I thought about they don't have anything to wash themselves with in the castle. Anyway, and ever after, they had a bunch of tapestries hanging on the walls, but we don't have tapestries, you know, like that. So I just put up a curtain. Anyway, and this is a maze that I made. And the Sims actually run through it nicely. They don't like cut through the bushes like they do some of the flowers. Just cut right through flowers sometimes. Like, I make them like paths with flowers in some of my builds, and they just run right through it. They just don't even care about your paths. Anyway, but they actually run through this, like the actual maze. And they don't, you know, they don't struggle. Just run right through how they're supposed to. Anyway, and you'll hear water. It's because it's gonna lead into a little rose garden with a water fountain. Got a couple chairs to sit over here. This is where they would come to, you know, be courted by their, you know, their little love interest. I'd say beaux, but that's a, I don't think they said that. That's a southern thing, I guess. Anyway, ooh, we're going fast through this maze. I hope you don't hear the AC blurring in the background. If you do, it's hot. You know, let me tell you. Anyway, the lighting's real nice right now. So anyway, here's the house that was the barn. Alright, we're going on in. Here we go. And there is a boy here. He's a kid and a toddler little girl. Just the 2 extra rooms over there. It's very open. All the chairs work at the table. They just can't go around it on the one side to go through, but yeah, they got one pathway. They're all right. That's the grandma. I am in the middle of building her house, and she'll be moving into it. And this is the boy's room. Cannot for the life of me remember what his name is. What is his name? I don't remember what his name is. His dad's name is Adonis. I don't remember what his name is. Every time I randomize their names, I can't remember what their names are. I need to name them myself. I'm only one person. Anyway, that's Aaliyah. I remember her name. Oh, I can't remember the boy's name. Anyway, so they can't walk through on the right side behind the table, but they can come through this way, so it works. This is the master. He's taking a nap. Got a lot of red in here. Anyway, so it was fun making it, I guess. It took forever. And you'll notice that, well, no, I think this is the same. I think I done one walkthrough and I had to redo it. And the shower was turned different. I had to move it around because with the potty chair and the laundry basket, they couldn't operate themselves. Anyway, so this is the living. The barn renovated into a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house. And yeah, it was fun to make, and we're about done. You'll see all the screenshots. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you liked it, check out my other videos or subscribe and what have you. Alright, thanks for watching.